Pro Tips! Welcome to our new series, Pro Tips with VRG, where we welcome professionals from all different industries to give you advice. And today, our very first guest is Mr. Stefen Smallwood with Smallwood Insurance Agency.
And he is going to break down the ins and outs of home insurance, what you need, why you need it, and everything in between. So Stefen, welcome, and thank you for joining us on our first ever Pro Tip.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be the first guest on the new series.
Yeah. And a good place to start is with common misconceptions that we often hear from first-time home buyers. So Stefen, can you just elaborate on some of those top misconceptions that we hear?
Absolutely. So one of the most common ones we typically see in the insurance industry are from first-time home buyers with a misunderstanding of what their homeowner's policy does for them. Most importantly, they usually come from, we're in a situation where they've been renting and or living with somebody else that's always taking care of the property. The most important thing I can convey to first-time home buyers would be that a homeowner's insurance policy is not a warranty service. So for little things like, if my laundry or dryers, my washer and dryer stop working, or my refrigerator stops working, or something like that, you're not going to call the insurance agency up and say, hey, I need to put in a claim. You want to make sure that that is going to be something that's handled by you instead of your insurance policy. So it's something to think about for everybody as a first-time home buyer.
All right, Stefen, so break us down, how does your homeowner's insurance policy play into the mortgage, getting approved, what the lender needs, all that?
It's a great question. So first and foremost, when you go under contract for a new home, you want to make sure you reach out to an insurance agent immediately. It's going to be something that's going to be needed to be calculated for your escrow, for your settlement. And as it goes through, you want to make sure that your mortgage company is aware of what kind of policy you're getting, your pricing and everything well in advance of your settlement, so you're not putting this all together last minute.
Right.
So the mortgage companies want to make sure that they have their investment protected. So they're going to want to approve everything prior to, and then it's going to come out of your escrow account collecting at settlement. So you're not going to have to pay your insurance policy up front most of the time.
Perfect, perfect. So get them involved early so there's no surprises at the end. Nice, good advice.
There you go, thank you.
One of the top questions we always get from buyers is what kind of insurance they need to get, Stefen.
So it's important for us to realize that insurance is not always going to cover 100% of everything. You want to make sure that when you're thinking of your insurance policy, you're thinking that, okay, how is this going to be covered? How is the insurance company going to view this? The main thing you want to look at is sudden and accidental loss. So acts of God. Let's say a tree falls on the house. Harry homeowner's outside cutting it down and it falls the wrong way. That's covered. Believe it or not, stupidity is covered. Lightning strikes the house, something like that. That's covered. Wind damage to your roof, hail damage, things like that. Or someone wants to break into your house and steal some of your valuables. That's covered. Things that are not covered would be things that are not sudden and accidental. Long-term water leak in the basement. When you have mold behind the cabinets, things like that. Sudden and accidental acts of God, that's first and foremost where your mind should go. How long has this been going on? What have I done to prevent it? Other than that, the insurance company could find a way to deny a claim for those reasons.
Excellent.
All right, last question for you, Stefen. How is coverage determined, and what role do you play as the insurance agent in determining that coverage?
Great question. So there's many different factors. Typically there's about 14 to 15 main factors that go into determining coverage and a premium for a homeowner's insurance policy. It's really up to your agent to make sure that they're asking the right questions, advising you properly, and uncovering those coverage gaps that are needed for your family. There's no point spending money on an insurance policy if it's not going to cover you 100% of the way. Therefore, when you're breaking down what kind of coverage you need, your insurance agent needs to ask the right questions. Typically, first and foremost, they're going to ask about the dwelling. Then they're going to move on to, maybe your family assets and things like that to get an idea of what kind of liability protection you need. Okay. And if your agent's not asking these questions, then you need to find a new agent because they're not doing their job and they're just chasing a premium. That's no benefit to the customer.
Sure, sure. Very customized process and very thorough. Head to toe. I like it. I like it. Thanks.
Stefen, thanks so much for joining us today. Please let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really, really appreciative of the opportunity to come and film content with you guys. You can find me on Facebook. If you search my Smallwood Insurance Agency on Facebook, we're out of Edgewater, Maryland. And then you go to my website, smallwoodinsurance.com, and you shoot me an email, send me a message, get back to you immediately.
Beautiful. And we're going to link up all that contact information at the end of the video, also in the caption. So thank you for watching, and until next time, my friends, live light, live big, and get insured.